Anybody else who's out here being a clone, how do they know when it's time to pivot? Like, how do you
You
decide?
don't know.
Oh.
Sometimes you don't know because, for starters, you don't even know you're being a clone. You got to first identify, am I being a clone? You know, do my offerings sound like everybody else? Is my branding like everyone else? What's actually making me unique? Mm-hmm. And if you don't spend time with that, what's a rebrand going to do? You ain't going to do nothing but brand another clone. And that's what a lot of people love to do. They love to go straight, I'm about to rebrand. No, baby, you need to get clear. Mm-hmm. You need to get clarity on who you are and then show up as that person. So whenever I do VIP days with clients, I be like, okay, we're done talking about other people. What do you want to do? That's how you get to the root of that. And it sounds simple, but like, I'm just gonna be 100 with y'all. You gotta know how to get to the root of getting to know yourself. You have to become in love with yourself. And a lot of us don't love ourselves.
Do you go to therapy?
No.
This sounds like you have a good therapist.
I read a lot of books.
And so is this what you're teaching in your book with the 11 questions? You're going through the questions.
So I do have another book called UnCloned Life, where I talk about all the things I had to unlearn to become this version you see now. This version just didn't pop up. Right. Yeah. And
so the self-work for you was through
unlearning a lot of different things, being okay with not being liked. That was the hardest one.
How? I was watching a sermon today, and it was like, I think it was called "Convicted by the Comments." That's what you're saying. Yeah, like worrying so much about the comments that you're not.
When you're confident in yourself, you don't care what other people think, right? That's why somebody can wear purple. Nothing against purple hair, but like, that's why some people can wear purple hair, or they can be more flamboyant when they're out doing their thing. Like they could care less what you think. And those people actually draw attention in the room. Mm-hmm. I call those people like the peacocks. Like, when they go, when you see a peacock. Mm-hmm. They dress different. They carry themselves different. Their aura is about different. They don't have the same hairstyle, the same nails, makeup. Like, whoa, you got my attention. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And those people are typically uncloned because they've gotten to the center of who they are and they're living it out. With it. Yes. But it's kind of hard to not be liked as an entrepreneur because our job is to serve the people. And so when you serve the people, you can get caught up in like, oh, people don't like me.
How do you not get caught up in that, Audria? Those aren't your people?
You just gotta let it go. Like, I don't have like the blueprint. You know what I mean? Like, I got to a point where I got tired of being compared to other people. And I said, before you compare me to somebody else, I'm going to figure out who I am and let y'all love that. Mm. And then if that's a fail, then I don't know.
I just ain't for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ain't
my people. Whew. Okay, so speaking of these ain't your people, I want to talk about boundaries. Mm-hmm. Because before the show, we were talking about, the fact that you do turn down interviews. I thought, you had like these very... Like, these are my boundaries, stand back. But you're like, I'm now developing this. Loosey-goosey. Yeah, you're so I want to talk about the development of it because I feel like it's an uncomfortable transition to go from, not necessarily being a people pleaser, but to go from...
It's deeply rooted in it.
So to go from that to I'm pleasing myself, I'm putting myself first. Talk about that transition.
I think when you don't have boundaries, you don't want to disappoint. Mm-hmm. And so when you don't want to disappoint, that's deeply rooted in wanting to please other people. So if somebody invites you to a podcast interview, as an example, you think you have to say yes. But you did your due diligence. They don't market. They don't talk about it. They haven't been consistent. Why is that not an immediate no? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, why is that just not a no? But because we want to be liked, we kind of go deep into that. But I think for me, when I started to think about my development of boundaries, I didn't like feeling like I had control. I feel like my opportunities were controlling me. Hey, can you speak here? Hey, can you be here? Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? Hey, and I'm just like, what am I getting out of this? Mm-hmm. I never even asked myself that question. I was so busy trying to please other people that I didn't even think about, how is this a win-win for me? What do I get from this? What is the benefit of that? So now it's like, okay, if I'm not going to get a big benefit from it, let me be selective. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, who are the people I would say yes to? Well, the people I'm going to say yes to, they care about their brand. The people I say yes to, they actually market. The people that I say yes to, they've actually done business with me. They're familiar with my work. You know what I mean? So it became easier for me to like create that boundary. But like when it's like somebody who hasn't done those things, it's not that it's a no, right? But it's a like, let me think about it. Because I need to know.
Coming back? Or
Because
you
some
are gonna
people,
think about
I mean, I'm going to think about it, but I always tell people, hit me back in 6 months. And guess what they never do?
Yeah. Never come back.
They never come back. So I ain't got to worry about it. I don't have to hit them with the, unfortunately, no. So, yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, no.
Yes.
So I do want to get into some personal stuff, but I have one more business question because how many trademarks do you own? Like, I thought I was doing something on GoDaddy with like 50 domains.
I actually have over 1,500 domains.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
Yes, I have over 1,500 domains. I have 11 trademarks.
Talk about the importance of ownership because this isn't a real conversation in our community. It's like build a business, make the money, but we don't talk about protecting.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay. Everybody was talking about like owning a home or owning property or owning a car or doing something on Airbnb or Turo. And to me, it's nothing wrong with those things, but I was like, I'm a geek. So if I'm gonna get into ownership, what would I want to own?
UnCloned.
And I was like, I would want to own intellectual property. Who owns the most trademarks? Who owns the most contracts? Who own licensing deals and licensing agreements? And how do I own my content? Mm-hmm. How do I reimagine how I distribute my content? I don't have to put my content on the gram. You got to go to my website and pay for my content. Like, I started to think about things differently. And to me, that's still a form of ownership. Mm-hmm. And then it got back to like, once I started getting like the trademarks and the copyrights and all of that stuff, it actually made me more confident in creating. Because I didn't have to worry about people stealing my stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I actually own that.
So you enforcing these contracts, don't play with it. Because that's the other part.
Yes.
I mean, these trademarks. That's the other thing. It's like you got the trademark, but you got to enforce that thing.
Police it all the time. I mean, hey, you see what happened.
Yeah, let me tell you what happened. Now, Audria, my girl, right? Audria is my girl. She said, sis. She sent it in a real nice email. She didn't say sis. But she like, I'm looking forward to the show. But let me just let you know, UnCloned is a registered trademark. I'm going to need the U and the C to be capital, and I need my little R. I said, baby, is not play.
But you know what?
But that is that's your ownership. That is your investment.
Yeah, I was about to say, Audria Richmond is a trademark too now.
Don't play with her, y'all. Don't play. So that was going to be my next question, though.
Yeah.
Is what are your trademarks, but
I can tell you.
Okay, tell us. Are these all things that are business related, or are you like gonna sell trademarks later?
I mean, eventually I will. That's the next level. Mm-hmm. Level 1 is protect my own stuff first. And then next level will be create stuff that I can sell. Yeah. Or license. Mm-hmm. A lot of people want to sell their stuff. Licensing, y'all. That's probably one of the areas where that's kind of like what licensing is. Renting
it, yeah.
Right? Like, I think we go straight to want to sell, but I learned a lot from like movie producers. A lot of the new age movie producers, they would actually shoot a film and then like rent it out to BET. Be like, all right, BET, you can have like 6 months or 6 years or whatever case. And then they do it all over again. Think about Martin content being on BET exclusively. So like it's a lot of, but Martin used to also be on TNT. It used to be on a lot of different channels and stuff like that. So when you own your content, you can also own how it's distributed, how long it's distributed. It's so cool. But it's also very complicated. And so because it's a complicated thing, a lot of people, it's intimidating. Anything that's complicated is intimidating.
We don't touch it. Yeah.
But the thing that is the most intimidating is the thing you can actually leverage the most. So I own my name. I own UnCloned. I own UnCloned Life. I own UnCloned Marketing. I own my logo. I own Think UnCloned. I own Opportunity Hour. I own I Get Clients. And I own Think UnCloned.
She got so many. She got to really
I think
that's
it. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.